You're walking down the road and see a falling star, and you make a wish. Just remember, luck is no such thing. One man succeeds while another man fails. Why is it then, you ask, the stars up above, the planets of light, who controls your very soul? From the beginning of birth and throughout eternity, that's the stars up above. Just ask them. Ooh, just ask them. The planets of light, who controls your very soul?
You live from New York City. You're watching Astrology Numerology now for Monday, January 6, 2020. I'm your host, you already know. This is Z Starman, professional astrologer, numerologist, where every week at this time, since 2008, for 3 decades, we bring you the latest astrology news and information. As I've always said on this network, real astrology, real numerology in real time. If you want to talk to me, give me a call. It's a new decade. This is our first show of 2010 and our first show of the new decade. We are New York City's, if not America's, longest running astrology and numerology television show. We've been on the air since 2008, 12 whole years. Now, it's a new decade. I got a lot to share. I got a lot to talk about, no matter what sign you are. I want to welcome all the Aries, the Taurus, the Geminis, the Cancers, the Leos, the Virgos, the Libras, the Scorpios, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Welcome to Astrology Numerology Now. Now, while I adjust my phone, it's going crazy here. It's off. You won't be hearing any busy signals or anything like that. But we're going to start off by talking about 2020. It's a new decade. 2020 is a number 4 universal year. How do we get that 2020? As we see on the screen, we added up 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 0. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 0 equals the number 4. So the year 2020 is the number 4 personal year. The last time we had a number 4 personal year was 9 years ago, in 2011. And what is the vibration of the number 4? 4, everybody, is about a year to get organized, a year to build foundations. Its playtime is over with. As I've said, the last show of the year, as we're getting ready for 2020, is that we had 1 year beginnings, 2 years association, 3 year, last year, 2019 was a 3-year universal year. Now it's about organization, building, wealth building, getting your life together, getting rid of people who are no longer necessary in your life. But the big thing, it's all about hard work. Playtime is over, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is a whole new decade. It's a whole new decade in 2020. This is the 3rd decade of the 2020s, so to speak. So it favors people born on the 4th. If your birthday is the 4th of the month, 13th of the month, because 1 plus 3 is 4. Let's show them that symbol again. 1 plus 3 is 4. The 22nd, 2 plus 2 equals 4. Now, some people are calling it a 4. They're taking out the zeros and they're calling it a 4 or a 22 year. You know, I can see the surrealism behind that. You know, I'm an old school numerologist. I'm a numerology purist. So I do traditional numerology, whereas we go 2 plus 0 is 2, plus another 2 is 4, plus 0 is 4. A lot of people, and I've seen some YouTube videos, basically of millennial people calling 2004 a master 22 year. I'm not feeling that. I'm feeling old school numerology, whereas we take one digit at a time and we add it all up. So 2 plus 0 is 2, plus 2 is 4, plus 0 is 4. It's a 4 universal year. It's about work. It's about organization. It's about not playing games business-wise. A lot of people play games business-wise. They say they're going to do something and not do it. They say, well, oh, I'm going to pay you here on this date, and they don't do it that day. So it's about structure. It's about getting your business in order. It's about laying a foundation. Stop playing these silly mind games. And that goes for every sign of the zodiac and every birthday on the calendar. We don't have time for that in 2004 or 2020, which is a 4 universal year. The world is getting ready to change, y'all. Now is the time to find out who you are from an astrology and numerology point of view. If you want to know something like, what is your personal year? Everybody has a personal year. Every birthday, all of the 366 birthdays, they have a personal year. So the thing is to find out your own personal year. For instance, my birthday is June 10th. So we're going to add 6 plus 1 plus 0, we get the number 7. So then we're going to add 2020 onto it. So 7 plus 4, we're taking that shortcut. 7 plus 4 equals 11. So for me and others whose birthday total the number 7, not most people, but if your birthday is like January 6th or June 1st or May 2nd, or I see you, Carmel, we're just getting this information out. Find out what your personal year for 2020 is. The shortcut way is just add the number 4 onto your birthday. I hear we got calls already, and I don't blame y'all. 212-757-1393. This is not January 1st. We're not live January 1st, control room. It is January the 6th. Check your lower third, control room. It is January 6th. We're live from New York City. Let's take this phone call. Caller, you're on Astrology Numerology Now with Z-Star, man. Hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Yes, hi.
Hi. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Katora, and I'm calling from Brooklyn, New York.
Katera?
Yes.
How are you watching the show in Brooklyn?
I'm watching it on Facebook.
Okay. Thank you for tuning in. Are we Facebook friends?
Yes.
Okay. What day is your birthday, Katera?
8656.
8656.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you just to turn down your television sound or your computer sound and just listen to me on your phone because we're getting feedback
Is that better?
in the studio. That's a lot better. So
Okay.
8 and 6 is 14, 5, 4. Now, do you know anything about yourself other than you being a Leo, or do you know your moon and rising sign?
No.
Okay, now let's go by the numbers, because a lot of people understand numbers a lot. For 2020, I keep trying not to say 2019. This is my first show of the year. This is a number 9 personal year for you. We take your birthday, August the 6th. We add that up. That totals 14, which is 5. And we add 4 onto it. So, Katera, this is a year where you have to put a lot of people, places, and things, get rid of things in your life that are useful and not useful, because this is a 9 personal year. In the numerology cycle, we live from 1 to 9, and then we have some people will have master numbers like 11, 22, and 33, but it's a 9 personal year for you. And the 9 is the last number on the numerology scale, on the Pythagorean numerology scale. So it's about endings. It's about saying, I'm taking this, I'm keeping that. I'm getting rid of this, and I'm keeping that. From an astrology point of view, it's about career changes right now for you because Uranus is transiting through your career house from your 10th house. So you may want to make some career decision and make some career moves.
Okay.
Or even start your own business. Katera, I have to go, but I'm going to put up my number, my control room saying we have so many calls, people standing by at the start of the year, and a lot of people want information. So remember, it's a 9 personal year for you, so you can Google that, okay?
Okay.
And you can hit me up on Facebook. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy 2020.
Thank you.
There are different.
And I've been following you since 2008.
Well, I really appreciate you, and keep on following, sister.
Okay.
All right. Thank you,
you.
Katera. Now I'm gonna look in camera 1 for this. Now, there are different kinds of New Years in our lives. We have you have to cut the caller control room. There are different kinds of New Years in our lives. We have the calendar New Year, which started on January 1st. Then we have our birthdays, or our Earth days, as I like to call them, which is the start of our chronological years. But I consider the first day of spring, which occurs around March 20th, which is the start of Aries season, the real astrological New Year. 212-757-1393 is we don't have time for that in a number 4 universal year. It's about working. You need to get a job, whoever you are, and focus on your life. I'll give you that much information. But we're going to finish giving you some of the highlights of 2020 for the start of the new year. Now, January 2020 is a number 5 universal month. It's a number 5 universal month, January 2020. We take 2020, which is a 4. Do we have that control room? The next one, we take the number 4 for 2020. Come back to me. We take the number 4 year for 2020, and we add the number 1. So January 2020 is a 5 universal month. It's a number 5. 5 is about changes. 5 is about, it's going to be a lot of changes in the world in the next couple of months, in the next couple of years, especially around about May. You know, May it's the month of retrograde season, some serious changes. And that's what the number 5 is about this month. It's about serious changes. And the 5 favors Gemini people. Gemini, make some changes in your life. This is a 5 universal month. Up next, I want to say happy birthday to all the Capricorn people who are watching the show. If you're a Capricorn, it is Capricorn season. That is the astrological symbol for Capricorn. The sun is in the sign of Capricorn until January 20th, 2020 at 9:54 a.m. Then it goes into Aquarius. We can move to the next one, control room. We've got all kinds of Capricorn symbols. I wanted to show them the one with the sea goat. That's picture number 3. That's the constellation of Capricorn. But there's a Capricorn picture control room. It's Capricorn the goat, the very first one. And Capricorn in Native American astrology is the symbol for the goose. But there's the very first Capricorn picture. This is Capricorn season. All the Capricorns are in power. Do we have that control room? That is the main picture I wanted to show. We're kind of shorthanded in the control room. Come back to me in camera 3. Well, that's the picture right there. So Capricorn is known as the sea goat. half of it is goat, which is earth sign, and half of it, the tail on the end of it, is sort of kind of like the water sign. Some Capricorns are sensitive, and some Capricorns are emotional, and they can climb to the highest mountains and sort of kind of go to the deepest depths of this ocean. So that's why Capricorn is called the sea goat. 212-757-1393 is the number to call. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, and Aquarius. Welcome to the Astrology Numerology Now 2020. Find out how the planets and numbers are working in your astrology chart. I want to say hello to all my viewers who are watching the show on the BCAT channel in Brooklyn, New York City. BK all day, where Katera is from. BK all day and all night too. Thank you for your support of Astrology Numerology Now. Now, we got some other things that we're going to talk about if you're watching live. We have to get ready for the lunar eclipse. We have a lunar eclipse coming, and that lunar eclipse is coming on January 10th, 2020 at about 2:09 p.m. We won't be able to see it now. This is called the Wolf Moon Lunar Eclipse, and it's not December 25th, control room. It's January 10th. It's January 10th, 2020. Let's come to me in camera 2. Yes, what I was talking about is the penumbra lunar eclipse that's happening on January 10th, 2020 at 2:09 p.m. This is the first of 4 lunar eclipses. They're all penumbra, or they're all wolf moon. What does that mean? That means we won't see the normal eclipse, whereas sometimes we see a bite out of the earth or a bite out of the moon. That's called a partial eclipse. And sometimes we get those total eclipses where the moon or the surface of the moon turns red. But this is a penumbra eclipse, or only the Earth's shadow. So the moon will be dimming, so to speak. It'll be like you dimming or turning down a light. This is happening in the sign of Cancer. I want everybody to be careful of the things that are going on in their homes. Watch out what's happening in the women with your life, or wherever Cancer is in your astrology chart. We have, again, a lunar eclipse. Can we show them that graphic, control room? We have a lunar eclipse January 10th. Watch out what happens after a lunar eclipse. Watch out for the days, the 2 to 3 days that happen after a lunar eclipse. And this lunar eclipse is in the sign of Cancer. And again, it's one of 4 lunar eclipses, or penumbra. Is not a partial eclipse. It's not a total eclipse. This is happening in the sign of Cancer, and it's called a wolf moon eclipse. Up next, and this is some good news for you Aquarius people who are watching the show. Your ruling planet, Uranus or Uranus, is going stationary direct. Uranus is turning stationary direct. One thing about Uranus, it rotates on its side. And all these events that are happening the very first week of Capricorn season, Uranus on January 10th is turning stationary direct. Uranus has been retrograde since August 11th. Uranus is the ruling planet of the sign of Aquarius. So Aquarian people, or people with Aquarius rising sign, this stationary direct is going to happen in the sign of Taurus. So a lot of people who are born in the early stages of Taurus, like from April 20th to about the 25th, expect some major changes in your life, and expect to get things done in a fanatical, eccentric way. Wherever Uranus is in your astrology chart, Uranus is turning stationary direct, It has been retrograde since August 11th. Up next, we have 5 planets. Currently, right now, we have 5 planets in the sign of Capricorn. 5 planets. We have Mercury since December 28th to about January 16th. We have 5 planets in the sign of Capricorn. We have Mercury in Capricorn. We have Jupiter in Capricorn. We could make that picture smaller. That would be good. The Sun is in Capricorn. Saturn and Pluto is in the sign of Capricorn. So this all began on January 28th, and we have 5 planets. A lot of changes for Capricorn people, a lot of changes for lots of the earth signs. This is going to help out a lot of the earth signs like Virgo and Taurus, because it's going to give you lots of energy to get things done. But be careful wherever Capricorn is in your astrology chart. We have all the signs in our astrology chart and how they affect us. If you want to know how that affects you, give me a call. 212-757-1393 is the number to call. We got 5 planets in Capricorn until January 16th. So Capricorns, this is it. This is your turn. This is your season. Make it happen. Up next, we have a major planetary aspect. And that planetary aspect is Saturn conjunct Pluto. Transiting Saturn and Pluto in the sign of Capricorn are right next to each other. And this is the first time this has happened in 34 years. Saturn and Pluto, there it is. The symbol on the left is the sign for Saturn. The symbol in the middle is the astrological symbol for an aspect. Stay with that, control room, please. The symbol in the middle means conjunction. A conjunction is when planets are next to each other in astrology. And then we have Pluto. And again, this is the first time this has happened in 34 years, since 1982, November 1982. The world is changing. The world, Saturn and come back to me, thank you. Saturn and Pluto are 2 very long-term effect planets. Saturn is restricting and it has limitations to it. Pluto is total transformation, and it's in the sign of Capricorn, which rules the government. We see the governments changing all over the world. Look what just happened in Iran. Look what just happened in Iran. Stay with me, control room. Look what just happened with Iran. There are things that are getting ready to happen in China, because these aspects conjuncts China's sun. Watch these tariffs getting ready to go into effect as fake President Trump, thank you, as fake President Trump does everything to deflect from his impeachment and the Senate trial. He started a war in Iraq by the airstrike that killed their number 2 person in their military. Now watch what happens with these Saturn-Pluto conjunctions. And the exact conjunction is on the 12th, but watch out for these conjunctions with Saturn and Pluto. The first time in 34 years this event is happening. Governments are going to fall. The world is going to fall. The United States government, it's so much stuff going on that the world is crazy right now. Up next, also on the 12th, the next week, watch out what happens next week. We have Sun conjunct Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. We have Sun conjunct Pluto. It's a lot of Capricorn energy. Do we have that? Let's get the pictures up like this, control room. Thank you. We have Sun conjunct Pluto. Again, symbol on the left is the Sun. In the middle, conjunction, which means planets are together. And then Pluto. We have Sun conjunct Pluto. That's a combustive, powerful energy that's getting ready to go down on January 13th. Again, it's in the sign of Capricorn. It's about governments. Up next, we have a few minutes to go. Let's speed through this. But before we move on, I want to say hello to one of my favorite viewers. She's been watching the show for the last couple of years, and I want to say hello to Doris Smith. Hey Doris, what's happening? Doris is a Leo, and Doris, thank you so much for your support of Astrology Numerology Now. We really appreciate it. We have a phone call that's standing by, but I'm going to ask you to hang on, and I'm going to take your call after the show, but I got to get out this information. We got Venus in the sign of Pisces. Venus is in the sign of Pisces from January 13th to February 7th. The symbol on the left is the sign for Venus. The symbol on the right is Pisces. Venus works the best in the sign of Pisces. So wherever Venus is in your chart, look out for some great money things, some love things. Venus is exalted in the sign of Pisces, which means it works best. And that's going to be from January 13th to February 7th. Up next, Mars is in the sign of Sagittarius. Mars is in the sign of Sagittarius. There's Mars. All you Sagittarius people, be careful of what's going on in your life. Let's turn the sound down, control room. Thank you. Mars is in the sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius, keep cool, keep calm. Don't lose your temper, your attitude. We got Mercury in the sign of Aquarius on January 16th to February 3rd. Mercury, it works best in the sign of Aquarius, just like it's exalted. So a lot of bright new ideas are on the horizon, despite other things that are going on. And last but not least, we have people in the news, or person of the month, I'm gonna call him. And that person is Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is the quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens, and his birthday is tomorrow, January 17th, 1997, and he has rushed he's the MVP of the NFL. He's the NFL MVP, and he's a Capricorn with the moon in Sagittarius. Thanks for watching Astrology Numerology Now. I want to thank Deetra and Carmel in the control room. Here's our contact information. I'm going to wish you peace, love, light. Namaste.
Known the world over, your life is controlled by the stars. Just ask them who the planet of life. Virgo is known for versatility, while Taurus for persistency. Get Aries to be very, very ambitious. Libra, the cheerful and merry one.
Pisces, you fish. You are a romantic, constantly striving to escape from reality into the blessed land of your dreams.